my Bubby Soralevi, taught me that we could actually travel around the world, back in time, into outer space, through a story. And she was right. She also said stories fit in every size suitcase. So I'd like to share this story that comes from India. It's a folk tale from India. But when I first read it, I heard it in my own mind in dos idiomas, in two languages. Había una vez una mujer. There was once a woman que tenía una canción en el corazón, who had a song in her heart, pero ya no lo cantaba. But now she no longer sang it. Tenía un cuento. She had a story, pero ya no lo contaba. But she no longer told it. Había un tiempo, there had been a time when she did sing her song and she did tell her story, pero hace muchos, muchos años. That was a long, long time ago, many years ago. Su esposo, her husband, estaba ocupado. He was time, busy. Ya no tenía tiempo. He had no time for such nonsense. Y ella tampoco, and neither did she. She was busy too. Tenía mucho que hacer. She had lots of chores and things to do. And so it was que la canción, that the song, y el cuento and the story, quedaban adentro, stayed inside of her. Quedaban adentro, they stayed inside and stayed inside. Y ya nunca podían salir para ver el sol. They never got out to see the sun, to breathe fresh air. And se enfadaron, and they got fed up. We all know how that can feel, being stuck inside día tras día, day after day. Ya no aguantaron. They couldn't stand it any longer. And so they planned their escape. Llegó el día, the day came when, una tarde, one afternoon, la señora, that woman sat down a descansar unos momentitos, just to rest for a few minutes. And before too long, se quedó bien dormida. She fell fast asleep. Now, while she was there, with her mouth wide open, la canción y el cuento, the song and the story, saw their opportunity, saw their chance, y se escaparon, and they escaped. Pero no fueron muy lejos. But they didn't go very far at all. You see, decidieron that antes de salir para siempre, they decided that before they left for always, they would get a little bit of their own back, take a little bit of vengeance. Como nadie les había dado forma, since nobody had given them shape or form, they chose their own. La canción, the song, took on the form of un abrigo, of a coat, a man's coat. Y se colgó. It hung himself on a peg by the front door. El cuento, the story, tomó la forma de un par de zapatos, took on the shape of a pair of shoes, zapatos de hombre, men's shoes, and se sentaron bajo de la cama del matrimonio, and they went to sit beneath the couple's bed. Now, when that woman woke up, ni se dio cuenta. She didn't even realize that anything was gone. Siguió sus quehaceres. She finished doing all of her work and her chores. And when her husband came home that evening, la primera cosa que vio, the very first thing that he saw, colgando junto a la puerta, hanging right by the door, was un abrigo de hombre, was a strange man's coat, not his. Oye, vieja, ¿quién estaba aquí? Wife, who has been here in the house while you've been gone working? ¿Qué estás hablando? What are you talking about? Pues yo no sé nada de eso. I don't know anything about that. Nadie estaba aquí. No one has been here while you were gone. Oh, well, vamos a ver. We will see about that, but ay, vengo tan cansado. I am so tired. Mis pies, my feet are so tired. Déjeme por lo menos sentar y quitarme los zapatos. At least let me sit for a moment, take my shoes off. He sat on the edge of the bed and he started to untie his shoes. When he noticed otro par de zapatos, another pair of shoes, strange men's shoes bajo de su cama, right underneath his own bed. Oye, mujer, wife, ¿quién estaba aquí? Who was here? ¿Por qué me estás mintiendo? Why are you lying to me? ¿Cómo me estás diciendo? What are you doing to me? What are you saying? ¿Qué? ¿Me está llamando mentirosa? You are calling me a liar. Well, you can just imagine. Empezaron a discutir. They began to discuss this. Well, they began to argue. They began to fight. Empezaron a pelear. They began to fight so much que por fin el señor salió. At last that man left. Salió de la casa. He left that house before he did or said something he iba a arrepentir, that he would be regret or sorry forever after. Now, he left, and la mujer, the woman, she was so angry. Ay, ¿cómo me está acusando? What is he accusing me of? And then, as she watched him go, she also felt a pain in her heart. A lo mejor nunca iba a regresar. Maybe he would never come back. Now that man, he was angry. Y caminó, and he walked far and fast in his anger. Hasta que por fin se cansó también. He too was very tired. It had been a long day. And he saw there on the mountainside un templo del Dios Mono, a little monkey king's temple. All over the hillsides they were in that part of India. And he decided he would rest there esa noche, for the night. Se acostó. He lay down in a dark corner, pero no pudo dormir. He could not sleep. He was so upset, going over and over in his mind. Now, as he lay there, todas las luces, all the lights of the countryside began to gather there, because in that time and in that place, the custom of all the lights when they were put out would be to gather there in the Monkey King's temples. You ever wonder where the lights go when they go out? Well, now you know. They would gather there, empezaron a platicar, they began to chat, to talk, well, really to gossip. And of course, the last ones to arrive that night fueron las luces, were the lights of that couple's house. All the other lights asked them, oye, ¿dónde estaban? Where were you? Nunca habías llegado tan tarde. You've never come so late before. Oh, no van a creer. You're not going to believe. And those lights began to tell the entire story de la canción y el cuento, of the song and the story, who had left, and what the man thought and what the woman didn't know. And of course, in the dark, listening to all of it was the man. Now, as he heard, he knew the truth. And the first thing the next morning, se levantó, he got up, and he hurried back to that couple's house. Wow, when his wife saw him down the road, at first she was so glad. But before she could speak, her husband did something that left her for a moment speechless. Pidió perdón. He apologized. He asked her pardon. And he said, ay, lo siento, mi amor. I am so sorry, my love. Cántame tu canción. Cuéntame tu cuento. Sing me your song. Tell me your story. Yo te escucharé. I promise I will listen to you now. And the wife looked at him. Huh? ¿De qué estás hablando? What are you talking about? ¿Cuál canción? ¿Cuál cuento? What song? What story? For of course they had both left, and she had no memory of either. Pero no se preocupan, but don't worry. No se preocupen, don't worry. Si tú tienes alguien que te escucha, if you have somebody who's willing to listen to you, siempre habrá otra canción y otro cuento. There will always be another song and another story.
Oh,